I didn't practice enough. Well, thank you everybody for coming today. I hope some of the material we prepared is useful. We were thinking about how we can talk about it in a way that is useful for audience. A little bit about redk and activpayroll. We are a consultancy business that helps organizations improve their CX through tools like Zendesk. We call this process CRM, customer experience transformation. So it's all about understanding the business, the data, and how Zendesk fits into the business and data strategy. So very often we talk about digital transformation, like in the case of activpayroll. Today we have Steve and Claire. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in the organization.
Hi everybody, my name is Claire Medeiros. I'm a Success Project Manager at activpayroll. I, over the last year, have been leading on a project to implement Zendesk to our global business at activpayroll.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Steve. I'm the product director at activpayroll. I've been working very closely with Claire. It's a very integral part of what we deliver to our customers, so it's really important to me as well.
Thank you. So maybe we get to know a little bit activpayroll. Can you introduce the company to us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So activpayroll, they're a global employer solutions organisation. We help organisations where they've got employees all around the world and they need to navigate the complexities that come with that. The more countries you have, the more complexities you have, and we do that through a combination of services. At the core of those services is global payroll. We produce about 2 million pay slips a year across about 100 different countries. So it's a significant operation across the world. And we also have payment services to go with those payroll services, as well as advisory services, which I'll touch on as well.
So it is B2B?
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're still looking for that immediate resolution, engagement, and all those outputs that you're looking from a customer experience basis. Something that we thought was really interesting is that the project in which Zendesk plays a big role is part of a massive digital transformation exercise where the business is looking at creating a competitive advantage. So it's not just about, we want to fix some technical issue, but it's more about how we want to be different and be more competitive against other companies in the industry. So how is it that you're pivoting on the customer experience to create that competitive advantage?
Yeah, so I'm a product person at heart, so I want to talk to customers, I want to engage with customers. We did a lot of that. We have a customer advisory group, we engage with them a lot. We have a very specific way we survey our customers, which is all around the outcomes, not around the features and functions, but around the outcomes that matter to them. Out of that, we identified several key areas, and they really anchored around the whole customer experience. So that was around, firstly, visibility for our customers of their payroll, their process, their performance, their payroll, but also the people who are supporting them around those payrolls. Secondly, the outcomes that we can deliver for them, and they're very specifically focused on outcomes. Obviously, all of us are implicated if the people in payroll don't get their job right. We don't like that, and we don't get paid. Insights. I talked about the complexities of organisations handling employees around the world. We have a lot of advisory team capacity, so we have lots of advisory services around things like immigration, business tax, the employee tax, all those important things. And being able to service that and bring that to life is the key point I wanted to make around that earlier when we were talking. And then the final two is around consistency of service, and that's where we saw Zendesk, and in partnership with redk, helping us go on that journey to the final piece, which is around the whole experience. And this all kind of came out in the conversations we had with our customers about how we could help them further, and to be honest, back to your point, how we could really come into sharp focus in terms of differentiating the market.
Yeah. I think it's quite interesting because you mentioned before you do over 2 million payroll services for your companies, right? So over 2 million, that's a huge number. And to get that accuracy every time and to maintain that high level of service, it requires like seamless execution. You already have a very high customer satisfaction, and your churn is really low. It's under 2%, right? I think you're at over 98% retention rate. So if you already have that, why do you need to keep on pushing the agenda of customer experience?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the business a couple of years now, and I've been in this industry for more time than I care to talk about. I'm very aware of buyers in our market, and it's a big step to change your payroll division or the advisory services that go with it. It's important to really focus down, as I just talked about, around where you can add that differentiation in the market. And if anybody's familiar with some of the older market business review texts that are out there around how you lead in the market, there's 3 different ways that you lead the market effectively. That's through having the best product at its core, the Apples of this world, we talk about. The second one is about being the cheapest, and that's potentially against the bottom. And then the third one is all around customer intimacy and customer experience. That's where we anchor it to. And from those conversations we had with our customers and the market, we recognised that was a really good opportunity to differentiate ourselves and add value going forward.
So you work on an extremely delicate area of the business, right? Where data is super sensitive, the outcome of your service has a huge impact on the employee on the other side. So you're basically in the business of trust. You can build that confidence that you are the right partner. So that requires consistency, to be persistent and consistent on delivering the quality. So to get all that consistency across so many employees is quite a challenge. So what is the role of employee experience on the success of this group of running out this strategy? You've been in charge of this.
I'm sure everyone would agree employee engagement is massive to the success of any business. Active Payroll's no different. Stephen spoke about the various tools that we use to gather feedback from our customers. We equally do the same with our employees at Active Payroll. We have similar tools that we gather feedback, and we do take that feedback from our customers and employees and take that information and help our people get a better experience by making changes that will look into that feedback. The results that we've got at the back of that, continuously improving our operating model and the experience for our customers and our employees. It's coming through the ENPS, so we can see that approach is actually really working for us at Active Payroll. Through the rollout of Zendesk, we took the same approach because we know that works for us as a business. We regularly survey our teams that are being onboarded. It's a global rollout. Every month we're rolling out to another operation, and every time we do that, we send out a survey, we gather feedback and get an understanding of what our employees want us to do differently to improve their onboarding experience. Yeah. We make lots of changes at the back of that feedback. We're still making incremental changes. It's about 100% agile.
So to be able to execute that and make sure that you get the same outcome every time, I think that's quite an achievement. Well, it's quite a challenge, but since you've done it.
And across the world, with all the different complexities and different ways of working that you encounter around the world.
I think something that was quite interesting of coming across your use case is that because you're covering so many countries, you come around the constraint of the legislation in every country. Right? The legislation around payroll, employment, etc. You have to be so accurate when delivering the service.
Yeah.
So to get it right 99.9999% of the time, it requires a lot of discipline and structure,
And these are really great attributes and features and functions that we can take into our business. But we've got to be considerate, to your point, about how we do that, how we bring that value, because the wrong pair of shoes being delivered somewhere is totally different from someone not getting paid.
Yeah. How does Zendesk and redk play a role into drafting this roadmap and taking this strategy to execution?
Over a year ago now, we've active projects Zendesk, and at the start of the project, before we had selected Zendesk, we knew that we needed a case and contact management system. Our customers told us they wanted that, so that was hugely part of our decision to invest in a case and contact management system. We knew we needed a system to integrate with our data platforms at activpayroll, and then we started on a preferred supplier process, and Zendesk demonstrated exactly how their solution was right for activpayroll. Very early on in that relationship, Zendesk introduced us to redk. Payroll's, it's a different piece altogether. We've got probably quite a unique culture when you look at different industries. So did spend a lot of time understanding our business, our culture, our processes.
At that scale, I think it's not a simple challenge to solve. So it actually takes a lot of knowledge to come together from a product perspective, from your strategy, your business strategy, your operations, your technical delivery, combined with maybe the best practice that we bring, combined with the attributes of the product, the super product, Zendesk. Because Zendesk is huge and it can achieve so much, but you have to be ambitious enough to achieve your short-term, mid-term targets. But also you need to make sure that they are achievable to the business, right? So I think something that I thought was really, or so far it's been working quite well, is the governance that wraps around the project, where you've been providing quite regular feedback and to the detail where we can identify the risks and then escalate the work around it, right?
And it's something we called out, actually, as we drifted out of business case into these engagements with Zendesk and yourselves and others at the time. It's something we were very aware of, was we needed the right capability, the right tool, we needed the right partner, but we also needed someone like Claire in terms of being able to be that connection point. That's been really valuable to us as a business, no question. Having someone in that role to be the connection point with you guys, the connection point with our operations, and the connection point with our technology team as well, because there's longer term ambitions that we've got.
I think that's really interesting, the longer term ambition of making customer service and customer experience a differentiator, right? Because that's when you stop thinking about customer service as a cost center and more as an investment where you generate value. And that requires strategic thinking, operational design, technical execution, and the technology behind it. So putting the team together requires that commitment, having a person or a team fully dedicated to that role. So in this experience so far, what have you learned from this? What learnings can we share with people about where you're at?
This is the biggest project that activpayroll have ever embarked on. It's such a big change, tactically, how much of a change it is for our operations team. At the start of the project, as with any big projects, you go out with the unknown, there's elements of unknown, cast assumptions, and this was a global rollout, as I said. So we initially done workshops around mapping out those global processes. We looked at it with the key stakeholders from an operational lens, we looked at it from a customer lens. We took all that information and sat in a dark room with the technical team, if you can remember, building out how are we going to build a solution in line with those global processes. As we spoke about today, activpayroll have grown massively over the last couple of years, and with that, that's been great. With that, we have a wider graphical cover of payrolls, and there's more countries that have been brought on over the last couple of years. And with that,
So the other thing that we talked about earlier was we did it in an early adoption phase. It was true early adoption. The customers were going to stay on that solution once as we go on.
So you collected a lot of feedback.
We had a lot of feedback on global processes, but actually because we had so much variation to process, because we had expanded so much, it was becoming quite a complex technical solution that we needed to be able to fit around those processes. And initially, we did try to build a solution that considered all those complex processes. And then we took a step back and realised what we're aiming to get here. We're aiming to get a global solution that allow us to transparently track our queries. So actually the right thing to do was to have a global process and a system that allows that, but change our processes to fit around that global case and contact management system. So that's what we do now.
So the project management office that was handling this, like your team, the way the rollout was structured, because there's two core constituents. The employee, because we were going to change the way a lot of people work, and obviously we're going to give them better tools, but that change can create a lot of disruption.
Yes.
And the other constituent group was the clients, which whom we want to make happy. And then in every territory where things were different. So there was a lot of complexity, right? So I think running adoption, collecting feedback, reiterating, having the governance meetings, all of that is actually for the success of the project. It's not just software, right?
Yeah, and we're engaging with our customers, myself, and hearing the feedback. We've had feedback from our customer advisory group, we've had feedback one-to-one about how this is improving and enhancing the experience that our customers are getting. And then coupling that, as Claire said, with the feedback we got from our employee groups, who are increasingly coming onto this platform. And it's creating a sort of groundswell in itself, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we're getting lots of positive feedback from the...
I think another thing that comes out of that synergy is give you a better understanding of what happens in the technical execution and the delivery of the service. And then you put those in the backlog. And then you analyze that, collect more and more, and then decide what is the low-hanging fruit that can be implemented quickly so you get more value out of the investment in the technology, but you also have a long-term vision of what you can deliver with the product. Right? So yeah, I think it's been a very good experience for us to work with your team. What is a complex project. Kudos to our colleague George, who cannot be today here. You work a lot with him, and you guys, I think the governance, the guidance that you provided so we can work together, I think that's made a massive difference. So it's still a long way to go. I think we can do a lot more, especially with the things that we've seen today.
For sure, positive start.
Thank you very much.